Hey everyone, I'm Sean of Digital Guitar Education. I'm here to give you some inspiration, tips and tricks, recommendations, and insights on how to digitalize your guitar lessons as a teacher. Last week I've started with my first blog and I thought it would make a good combination with some videos on the YouTube channel. You can find my blog in the link down below. The COVID pandemic has made us all work from home and has pushed us into being more creative with how we present our lessons to our students. In March of 2020, I bought myself an iPad and started discovering great apps to use in the online video lessons. This made me change a big part of how I would do things. All the stuff I discovered, I brought with me to the real life lessons. And the only thing I could think of was, I should have done this years ago. Today, I'd like to talk about an app called Notability. This app is available for €9.99 in the iOS App Store. You can find a lot of videos on this app, but I'm going to give you my perspective as a guitar teacher. Hope you enjoyed the video, let's get into it. When you look for Notability in the App Store, this is what you'll find. And you can use this app in a lot of different ways, but I mainly use it to gather all my handwritten chord sheets, tabs, theory, and exercises. Before I would have a big map with hundreds of songs written down from my students, but I completely lost the overview of where everything was. It was just getting too much and too messy. One of the great things about this app is that you can sync it with a cloud, for example, iCloud, OneDrive, or Dropbox. I use OneDrive because I have 1 terabyte of storage with the Office 365 package. All the tags you make over here will be divided into different maps in your cloud, and every time you close a file you just made, it syncs up with the cloud and saves it. When you make changes to a specific file, it will also save those changes. I have different tracks for example, techniques, theory, songs guitar, songs for bass. And the first thing I can recommend is to make a tag called empty sheets. Under that tag, you can upload all the empty templates of music paper you have collected. This is a guitar template I use all the time. I found this on Google. Thumbs up for D. Mary, who apparently made this. This one offers a great staff size for the tabs and contains the chord diagrams above. And if you want to use this template for a new song, you can import it some different ways, and this is the way I always use it. Maybe not the most handy way, but it's just what I'm used to. I go to the tag I want a new file to be in, for example, songs guitar. Then I click on the import button on the top right, and then I choose OneDrive, because that is the cloud I'm using to sync everything up. And I go to the right map called empty sheets and templates, and I pick this file over here. Here you see a preview of the file. Yes, I want to make a new note. I give it a title. Let's call it test song. And I can import it. And once I've imported it, I can open it over here. You see here, it's already called test song. And if I closed it, it will save everything. If I go to the Files app, and over here I made a tag called lesson material so I can find it more easily. Over here I can find all the different tags I have made in Notability and also some other maps that I just made outside of the app. And the great thing about using the cloud is that you can access all these files almost immediately on every device. I send all the homework via email on my laptop and I can easily attach the files for my students. Now, let's make a chord sheet. I went back to the test song file I have made in Notability, and on top here you can find a lot of different icons, and I'm going to pick this one over here, which is the text field, and I'm going to point it where I want it to, and I'm going to call it test song, not text song. And then I'm going to pick this one over here, and this is the pencil, and I can change the thickness of the pencil and also the color. I just want it in black for now. And then over here I can write the chords I want to and the bar lines as you would on a normal piece of paper. And note of warning, my handwriting is terrible. As you see, I cannot draw a nice straight line, but that is where the app comes in handy. If you draw a line and you hold it down, it will automatically convert it to a straight line. It doesn't always work like you see here, and I think that's just how you apply the pressure with the Apple Pencil sometimes, but yeah, now it works. I'm gonna make this a repeat. Here I'm gonna start to repeat. Alright, so now I've got my 4 chords, and maybe over here I want to write down some tabs. 0, 3, 0, 3, 1. Normally, if you want to use it again in the next bar, you would write it down again. And especially if it's a very long line, it would just take up a lot of work and a lot of writing. I'm going to pick the eraser over here, and I can just erase this. And then I'm going to pick one of the best tools, in my opinion, of this app, the scissors tool. And I can choose to cut this or copy it. And I'm going to paste it over here. And then I can just readjust it how I want to. This is especially handy when maybe you have a couple of different lines where you always start with the first part. You can just copy it and then repeat it how many times you want it. And let's say, for example, that you want a bit of more spacing between the first and the second note. You can just select this and drag it a bit further. Now, if I close the file, you can see on the bottom left, it would make a copy of it. And right now, if I go back into the map, Sounds Guitar, you will find all the changes I've made. And this is great because this way you can store everything digitally. And yeah, you can save it for a lifetime and you can make all the adjustments you want and then just simply send a new mail with the new file to your students. That was it for my first video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a thumbs up and maybe even share it with your music colleagues. Let me know if you find this information useful, and if you maybe have some questions, you can comment down below. I wish you well. See you in the next video.